Have you ever found yourself really wondering why there's this beautiful expression followed by a not so beautiful expression? How you can feel so in alignment with who you are and so full of your heart and be just so dialed in, and then seemingly like have a total opposite expression. This video is intended to support that dynamic because there's many aspects of us that need a lot of love and support. And in my experience in working with people, and especially myself, that it's the times where we're growing the most, that we're most dialed into ourselves, where we have these experiences, seemingly self-sabotage, or just these parts of us that are, well, what about me, sort of creep up and want attention, and how they come out and what's shared isn't really what we want to say, isn't really what we want to act, share. And it's a little, well, that's a little messy. That's a little messy. Oh, shoot, I really wish I didn't go there. And that's a huge opportunity to meet ourselves in those places and support ourselves. That's what this video is about. So when do you feel most expressed, most empowered, most like, I am so present, I'm so ready, here I am, let's do this right now? And then having like this expression that is, I wouldn't say the exact opposite, but that isn't really seemingly a part of you, because the contrast is pretty steep. It's like, whoa, where did that come from, Paul? Why did you say that? It's a pain. It's some pain being shared. It's a shadow part coming out, if you will. That there's these parts of us that need to be seen and loved on too, and this is the dynamic. This is the experience of duality that we share. So when we are full and empowered and dialed in and going after it, there's a contrast on the parts of us that aren't, and that there's this energy, there's this desire to create harmony, to bridge the gap between those two expressions. So the parts of us that have been shamed, that have been pushed aside, that we've avoided for years, they start to become more interested in, maybe not interested, but they get a little antsy, and it starts to bubble up. And again, it's a huge opportunity. So I've painted the picture. You get what I'm sharing. Now let's dive into the offering here of how to manage or connect with ourselves so that we meet those expressions before they become expressed, that we're able to do the work ahead of time so that we're not sabotaging ourselves or sharing any of our shadow or pain with anyone else, that we're able to do the work before it goes out into the world. So there's three parts here. The first part is be aware of resistance. So be aware of if there's any aspect of you, and you can feel this in your body right now when I ask you, Are you ready? Are you ready? And if there's any part of you that starts to feel less than ready, that's a part of you that needs some love. That's a part of you that needs some connection, needs to be seen, needs to be heard. Now, how do I do that? Well, just acknowledging that part. So let's say I say that and there's some resistance, I start to feel my left shoulder. Then I can just offer it what I'm offering it right now. I can just hold on to it, be with it. Give yourself 30 seconds, give yourself a minute, just be with it. You can breathe into that space. And then ask yourself again, are you ready? Am I ready? And see if anything changes. You'll be surprised that a lot of times there'll be a significant improvement. Maybe not 100%, but a significant improvement. From that point, see if there's any other feelings associated with it. So the first part is noticing a part of the body that may show up when you ask that question, am I ready? The next thing that may show up is a sensation or an emotion. So it's kind of like, okay, I dialed the number, am I ready? So it's kind of like the call went out, am I ready? And then my left shoulder answered the phone and said, no, I'm not ready. And so, okay, I'm listening. Now the phone's been picked up, the left shoulder's listening, or the left shoulder connected. Now I'm listening to the left shoulder say, okay, well, why are you not ready? So I'm listening. So now so part two is establishing a deeper connection. So the sensation, is there a color there? What does it feel like? So colors, sensation, emotion. So it's sort of like you're being empathetic with the left shoulder, and what does it have to say? So it was able to answer the phone, it was able to answer the call. Well, let's listen to it and see what it has to say. That's part two. Part three is in the listening. While you're listening, let's feel for an action step. So you're listening to the left shoulder, or whatever part of you is resistant. And what is the need there? So the need / there may be an action to take. So if I'm noticing, like the left shoulder picked up the phone, it's sharing with me that it has this black color here, and it's a little bit sore, tired. These are the feelings. This is the sensation. And when I ask it what it needs, or feel for a need or an action to support it, I feel like I need to move my arms and breathe. And I feel like I need to jump a little bit, breathe a little faster. So I'm having a relationship. I'm being more connected and meeting a need and taking action. So that's part three that I just demonstrated. And then you can go back and ask, are you ready? Am I ready? And see what happens. And this 3-step process it can take a while sometimes, depending on where you're at and the level of contrast that's been brought up inside of you. If you're anything like me, you're here to grow. You're here to get a lot done, change a lot of paradigms, do a lot of healing. And so this 3-step process can be pretty involved. Does it need to be hours on end? No, not at all. When you feel resistance, though, that's when you want to invest some time, especially when you're in the middle or starting something up. Lots of times when we're starting something that we've never done before, there's going to be resistance. And that's where we really want to take some time and love ourselves and meet ourselves where we're at, and consistently provide ourselves that space. Those parts of us that have been abandoned, pushed aside, they really need connection and support. Sending you so much love.